Rangers are snookered and there'll be no 147s being hit at Ibrox until October. That's according to Kris Boyd. Now, I did touch upon this earlier on my channel, but let's get the pool cues out. Let's get it and let's hit it all in here. And I tell you what, thank goodness that goal's disallowed there for Denmark. That's fantastic. But anyway, Germany, the Germans are going to lay the smack down and boost my bank account. But bank accounts, Rangers, could they not afford to pay the Chinese men to ship the parts over from China? Well, that is what we're here to discuss today, because Kris Boyd is going absolutely through Rangers. He's going absolutely ballistic here. And you know what? I'm going to back him up. I just don't understand. You know, Rangers should not have started work until they had the shipments. Alright? It really is that simple. Alright? It's that simple. It is. I don't care. I actually don't care what anybody says, because at the end of the day, why not just hold off until next season? Like, seriously, why not hold off to next season? But no, they can't do that because they already started. Again, I get it. I'm all for making the stadium more accessible for people, right? But does that warrant shafting the team, shafting fans for getting in whatsoever? For me, it doesn't. Now, he was speaking on the Scottish Gossip column on the Sun. All right, here we go. Oh, Germany's got a potential penalty check. That's brilliant. But the 20th of June, this is what Kris Button? It's a combined. It's a combined. Wait, that's what we called Kris Sutton and Kris Boyd once. So, but nah, Kris Sutton, he's kind of laid off Rangers recently. But Rangers have claimed the hold-up is down to delays, with steel coming in from Asia. Apparently, a project manager has already carried the can and been relieved of his duties. I'm sorry, these excuses don't wash. It's nowhere near good enough. The whole situation needs to be addressed properly by Rangers. The club's bosses were vocal last season about the state of Dundee's pitch after multiple postponements, and rightfully so. But I bet Den's chief John Nelms is thinking to himself now, at least we had a stadium to play in. It's crazy that Rangers have got themselves in this mess. I find it hard to believe. Listen, these Ibrox upgrades have been planned for a while, and I am all for making sure every supporter gets the best possible experience of watching their team. Anyway, right, let's look at it, let's discuss it. I completely agree with him, but it's not that it's necessarily, you know, hypocrisy, right, on behalf of Rangers, because I do think with Dundee and Rangers, it's two completely different situations, right? But it does make Rangers look a wee bit silly. It doesn't it? It makes them look a wee bit silly here, and you can't really dispute that. You can't really change that at the end of the day. Dundee got so much abuse for not being able to, you know, have these games played at their stadiums, and now Rangers ain't. I mean, I guess it's kind of out of Rangers' hands, but as I touched upon, as Boyd touched upon, you could have waited to see what the situation was with this, and then pushed on or delayed it. And the reality is they didn't do that. They pushed on too early without even knowing when the shipment's coming in, and it's kind of just turned into a freaking disaster, to be perfectly honest. But let's go and talk about the next bit that he said, and I quote, that was a good penalty there for Kai Havertz, right? Anyway, Boyd, it's just, he's right. He's absolutely right. And it is behind the scenes chaos. Where it goes for me, he does go on to say that Rangers have pretty much left themselves snookered. The black's behind the white before a ball's been kicked. Is it that extreme? I mean, some people would argue it's that extreme. Not having any, you know, games. And he's talking about October. That's what Boyd's talking about. Boyd is quoting here saying that he doesn't think it'll be ready until October. October? I mean, when October comes around, you know, the League Cup will be well into it, right? Also, what you're going to have is the fact, Jesus Christ, a toe kept him offside. You're also going to have the whatever European competition you're in well into that stage, and the league will be 6 games in. You know, let's not pretend that this doesn't have big effects. Of course it does. Of course it bloody does. But at the end of the day, October is embarrassing. And with these with this not expecting to come in until what, the end of July, God knows. I mean, October's probably realistic because October, that means it gives you what, end of July. That gives you just over a month to get it done. Well, what's going to happen? Are Rangers going to play with free stands? Are they going to move to Murrayfield? Are they going to go to Hampden? I'm seeing Celtic fans cry about that. Oh, why don't we? It's unfair that Celtic Rangers get this advantage over the rest of the league by getting an extra 17,000 in their stadium. Greeting about it. Fucking wise up, man. Anyway, Snookered, 8 ball, good night. Leave your thoughts down below. Is Kris Boyd right, or is there nothing to worry about? Anyway, boom.